Hello. I love tapirs. I actually, my first ever thing that I actually did, like working with animals, because I worked in enrichment at Melbourne Zoo for about 4 years, and I worked at Taronga. And my first ever experience was at Adelaide Zoo, and the first animal I interacted with was the Brazilian tapirs, and I hand-fed them carob. I believe like maybe one of the keepers, like some old Polish dude. Is that you? Right? It might have been you. I think we met. We did. Right. You met me as a 14-year-old boy.
He's different.
Well, that wasn't there, but yeah. Anyway, I'm with the tapir gear. And I have to say again, it's quite hard to write 8 minutes on tapirs. That's funny. Welcome, by the way. It's World Tapir Day. Are you across that? Did you know it was World Tapir Day? No. You do now. Sorry? You got a leaflet about it? You're doing better than me. I should just do this. All right. If you want to find out about tapirs, come over here now. I'll teach you all about. This is all factual evidence about tapirs. This is all real information. Kids, are you ready to learn? Yeah. It was in 1926 in Missouri, Tennessee that an elephant and a donkey got really, really drunk and slept together, and thus the tapir was invented. As to why it wasn't called the Alaki or the Doniphan, nobody knows. And that's a fact, young man. There are 4 different styles of tapir, including Tapirus beardi, or Baird's tapir, Tapirus indicus, or the Malayan tapir, as we can see right behind me, Tapirus pinchak, or the mountain tapir, and Tapirus terrestris, or the Brazilian tapir. There's absolutely no truth to the rumour of a Spanish tapir, or Tapirus tapas. Thank you. Stay and learn. Tapirs look really weird. Look. Surprisingly, the closest relative to tapir includes split-toed ungulates. Side note, ungulates is a really fun word to say. Let's say it together. Ungulate. Ungulates. So, thank you. No, with an N, not ungulate, ungulate. Get it right. Tapirs are also related to horses and the rhinoceros. This is true. I'd rather we called it the hornoceros. Not so good. In popular culture, the tapir was featured in the opening prehistoric sequence in Stanley Kubrick's science fiction masterpiece 2001: A Space Odyssey, and this is a true fact. Wendy looks less than impressed with the whole thing. It's a little known fact that a tapir's favourite music is easy listening soft rock, like the Doobie Brothers, Air Supply, Chicago and Wings, but tapirs particularly love Hall & Oates and the music of Toto. I Feel the Rain in Africa. You know that song by Toto? It's not going very well, is it? But tapirs are not from Africa. Tapirs cohabit parts of Southeast Asia and Central and Southern America. Side note, tapirs hate the music of Spandau Ballet, Bon Jovi and Enya. And who else? No, I go. It's also a little known fact that tapirs are very crafty. And one particular tapir named Esther from Newcastle, New South Wales, was a founding member of the CWA, or Country Women's Association. Esther was particularly good at making lamingtons and knickknacks like potpourri pin cushions and gummed up people with googly eyes. Sadly, Esther was a terrible knitter and she couldn't hold the knitting needles due to her hoof hands. Yes, hoof hands. This is factual stuff, please. No laughing. Largely a solitary animal, the male tapir also has an extremely large wang wang. Or to name said appendage more appropriately, a very big chap. Let's do that again. Largely a solitary animal, the male tapir also has an extremely large wang. I know I can't say wang wang, it's alright. How old are you, sir? You've heard that name, that word, it's fine, doesn't matter. Tapirs are herbivorous creatures, but have also been spotted at Hungry Jack's on Rundle Street, damn it. Tapirs are herbivorous creatures, but have also been spotted at Hungry Jack's on Rundle Street. Side note, there's no existing collective noun for tapir. For example, flock of sheep, murder of crows, parliament of owls. There's no collective noun, so it's actually our time to actually grasp this, and we can actually name a collective of tapir. I'm suggesting a rundle of tapir, or perhaps a wang of tapir. What do you think?
I can see it working.
Yeah, which one?
I reckon the rumble.
Oh, I like Wang as well. So what's going on with the big nose, I hear you think? Well, that big nose, or proboscis, makes good for grasping foliage, like this. This is called the Fleming response. Keepers? I'm right. In Japanese folklore, tapirs eat people's dreams. That's the only true fact in the whole thing. There you are. That's a real fact. But it's also truth that the tapir population in the wild is in rapid decline. The Malayan tapir in particular is under severe threat due directly to the farming of palm oil. Let's just do this all again so you've got it on tape. But it's also truth that the tapir population in the wild is in rapid decline. The Malayan tapir in particular is under severe threat due directly to the farming of palm oil plantations. Palm oil is used in the manufacture of all sorts of products, as diverse as confectionery, shampoo and fried foods. This is a true fact. Huge tracts of pristine rainforest containing orangutans, threatened bird life, all manner of other primates, and our friend the Malayan tapir are being destroyed by being burnt down. These forest burnings are also causing climate change by filling the atmosphere with carbon. To find out more about sustainable palm oil plantations and the correct labelling of palm oil products, head to zoossa.com.au. That's zoossa. There's two S's in there is what I'm trying to say. zoossa.com.au for more information on this. And there's a wider approach to it as well. You're not just like going onto a website to find out a little bit of information about that. There's also a whole lot of information on animals being threatened all over the globe. I did that wrong. My collection to Zoos SAs, and in particular Adelaide Zoo, dates back to 1994, when I did my work experience here as a mini keeper. The first animals I had any real interaction with were Brazilian tapirs and this man.
Henry,
I think we should. Come on, Henry. I was going to get the camera to swing, but let's go in there. The first animals I had any real interaction with were Brazilian tapirs and Henry. Henry made me force feed carrots to a Brazilian tapir. Is this true? You go right. Off you go. Round of applause for Henry. The other highlight of my week of work experience at Adelaide Zoo was smoko break, which included hot chips and gravy, which is no longer served at Adelaide Zoo. And so on behalf of tapirs all over the planet and the keepers of Adelaide Zoo, we say bring back our gravy. Bring back our gravy. So just head to gravytapir.com.au. No, don't, that's not real. zoossa.com.au. And for real information, get on there and check it out. I'm Sam Simmons and I love tapirs. Thank you very much. I hope there was stuff there for you. Did you learn, young man? No, not at all. Yeah. Alright, that was kind of fun.